Think your Monday morning commute is bad? Try navigating worlds where breathing too loudly gets you killed. Neighbors hunt you for sport, or your entire reality is a computer program. Today, we tour cinema's most nightmarish universes, where survival isn't just difficult, it's practically impossible. Let's start with 10, The Purge, 2013 to present. The Purge, where letting off steam means your neighbor finally has legal permission to use that crossbow he's been polishing all year. For one night annually, Americans trade their apple pies for assault rifles and their "how you doing?" for "how fast can you run?" It's like Black Friday shopping, except instead of fighting over discounted TVs, people are fighting for their lives. Unless you're comfortably nestled in a fortress equipped with more security than Fort Knox, your survival chances hover somewhere between "yeah, right" and "absolutely not." The average Joe can't afford those fancy security systems, which is precisely the point. The government secretly culls the poor while pretending it's all about releasing pent-up aggression. How thoughtful of them. The most soul-crushing part? Even if you survive one night, you get to spend the next 364 days wondering which of your smiling neighbors is measuring you for a coffin. Is it Carol from accounting who brings homemade cookies to work? Or Doug the mailman who always asks about your kids? The psychological torture of normality, punctuated by sanctioned slaughter, makes The Purge uniquely horrifying. At least in zombie movies, you know who the bad guys are. Too loud for The Purge. Next, we have a universe where silence is golden. 9. A Quiet Place, 2018 to 2021. Welcome to the world where silence is golden becomes silence or death. These aliens have supersonic hearing, but apparently skipped the evolutionary line for eyes. Thank goodness for small mercies. One poorly timed sneeze, one errant fart, one "excuse me, what did you say?" and your alien appetizers. Your survival toolkit includes walking barefoot on sand paths, hope you don't like shoes, communicating solely through sign language, hope you're a quick study, and suppressing every basic human function that makes noise, hope you never need to cough, sneeze, or, heaven forbid, give birth. And if you think regular parenting is hard, try raising kids who can't cry, laugh, or express joy without potentially summoning death from above. The most depressing part isn't even the monsters. It's the complete absence of life's soundtrack. No music to dance to, no jokes to laugh at, no heartfelt conversations with loved ones. Imagine never hearing your child's laughter again, never belting out your favorite song in the shower, never getting to say, "I love you" out loud. A Quiet Place doesn't just threaten your life, it mutes your soul. For number 8. The Mist, 2007. Picture this. You're running low on milk, so you pop down to the local supermarket. Suddenly, a mysterious fog rolls in, and instead of worrying about whether to get skim or whole milk, you're concerned about the tentacled abomination that just dragged the stock boy into produce. Welcome to The Mist, where everyday errands turn into cosmic horror nightmares. Your survival odds are roughly equivalent to winning the lottery while being struck by lightning. The monsters hidden in the mist aren't even the worst threat. It's your fellow humans, who transition from neighborly to murderous religious cult faster than you can say interdimensional portal. Nothing says community spirit like human sacrifice to appease the mist gods. The true horror of The Mist is that even if you do everything right, even if you make all the correct choices, fate might still deliver the most gut-wrenching twist imaginable. Without spoiling the most depressing ending in cinema history, let's just say sometimes the cavalry arrives 5 minutes too late. The Mist doesn't just kill you, it waits until you've lost all hope, makes you do something unforgivable, and then shows you it was all for nothing. Sweet Dreams. 7. The Road, 2009. If you thought your cross-country road trip with spotty Wi-Fi was rough, try The Roads version, a post-apocalyptic wasteland where the highlight of your day is finding an intact can of decades-old peaches while avoiding roving bands of cannibals. The ultimate father-son bonding experience. Your survival toolkit consists of a shopping cart with a wonky wheel, a revolver with precious few bullets, and the increasingly questionable promise that the good guys are carrying the fire. Meanwhile, the bad guys are carrying seasoning because you look delicious to them. The landscape is a monochromatic nightmare of ash and ruin, devoid of plants, animals, or hope, like a planetary scale version of the world's most depressing Instagram filter. The most soul-crushing aspect of The Road isn't the constant threat of being someone's dinner. It's watching humanity's last embers flicker out. Every abandoned home tells a story of lives interrupted. Every encounter with other survivors tests your dwindling belief in human goodness, and every passing day makes you question whether survival is even worth it. The Road doesn't just threaten your life, it systematically dismantles your reason to live at all. Now, to the cold, hard universe of 6. Snowpiercer, 2013. All aboard the Snowpiercer, humanity's last hope and also its greatest prison. This perpetually moving train carries the last survivors of an ice age we accidentally triggered, circling a frozen Earth in a perfect metaphor for social stratification. First-class passengers enjoy sushi and saunas, while tail section dwellers fight over protein bars made of, well, let's just say it's not plant-based protein. Your survival odds depend entirely on which ticket you hold. Born into the tail section? Congratulations on your life of squalor, violence, and protein blocks. That would make prison food look like haute cuisine. The train's cruel ecosystem ensures that those born at the bottom stay there, unless they're willing to sacrifice limbs to rebellion or children to the mysterious needs of the engine. The most disturbing part of Snowpiercer isn't just the physical confinement, but the philosophical trap. The train must keep moving to survive. Society must remain stratified to function, and even revolution simply risks turning the rebels into the new oppressors. It's less about whether you'll survive, and more about whether survival in such a system is even desirable. 5. Children of Men, 2006. Picture a world where the youngest person on Earth is old enough to vote, where playgrounds are abandoned relics, and where baby shower is a phrase that only appears in history books. Children of Men presents a future where human fertility has mysteriously vanished, and with it, any reason for society to plan beyond the present generation. Your odds of physical survival aren't terrible, unless you're an immigrant, refugee, or someone who questions authority. But psychological survival? That's another matter entirely. Without the promise of future generations, humanity has collectively given up. Government propaganda urges people to simply maintain order until the last person turns out the lights. Art and cultural treasures are hoarded not for future appreciation, but as meaningless totems of a dying species. The most devastating aspect of Children of Men isn't the violence or chaos. It's the quiet scenes showing a world that has accepted its own extinction. The wealthy self-medicate with government-issued suicide kits called quietus, while the poor lose themselves in drugs and mindless entertainment. When a society has no future, even the present becomes unbearable. Fourth Event Horizon, 1997. Ever wonder what would happen if someone built a spaceship that accidentally opened a portal to hell? No? Well, Event Horizon answers that question anyway. And spoiler alert, it's not great. This spaceship doesn't just break down and leave you stranded. It actively torments you with your worst fears and deepest regrets before turning your body inside out. Talk about bad customer service. Your survival chances are so close to zero that mathematicians would need to invent new numbers to calculate them. The ship doesn't just want to kill you, it wants to break your mind first. It's like a cosmic horror version of This Is Your Life, except instead of celebrities from your past, you get hallucinations of your most traumatic memories cranked up to 11. Did you accidentally kill someone? The ship knows. Did you abandon someone who needed you? The ship knows. Are you secretly a furry? The ship knows. In Event Horizon, there's no escape, not even in death. The ship has visited some dimension beyond our understanding, described by one crew member as a place of pure chaos, pure evil, and brought something back. Your body might die, but whatever makes you you is just another plaything for forces that consider eternal torment to be light entertainment. It's not just about dying, it's about never being allowed to rest afterward. For our top 3, we have number 3, 1984, based on George Orwell's book. Welcome to Airstrip 1, formerly known as Britain, where the chocolate ration has been increased from 30 grams to 20 grams, and you'd better be happy about it. In the world of 1984, not only is Big Brother watching you, but he's also rifling through your thoughts, rewriting your memories, and making you genuinely believe that 2 + 2 = 5 if the party says so. Your physical survival isn't terribly difficult. Just keep your head down, your face appropriately adoring during the 2 minutes hate, and never, ever let your thoughts stray from approved party doctrine. Of course, since the thought police can practically read minds, and since the definition of approved doctrine changes daily, you're basically guaranteed to slip up eventually. When that happens, it's off to room 101, where they don't just torture you until you confess. They torture you until you genuinely believe. The most soul-crushing aspect of 1984 isn't the surveillance or the poverty. It's the complete obliteration of truth itself. The party controls reality not through guns, but through language and psychology. They're not content with obedience. They want complete surrender of your inner self. By the end, you won't just fear Big Brother, you'll love him, genuinely and completely. Coming as a hard second. 2. The Thing, 1982. Nothing builds team spirit like wondering which of your colleagues is secretly an alien parasite waiting to absorb you. The Thing drops you into an Antarctic research station, where the weather outside is frightful, but the shape-shifting alien inside is worse. It's like the world's deadliest game of Among Us, except voting someone out involves flamethrowers. Your survival chances are mathematically terrible. The alien can perfectly mimic any organism it absorbs, right down to memories and behaviors. That means your best friend might be the thing. Your dog might be the thing. Or, plot twist, you might be the thing, and not even know it yet. The paranoia escalates until you're performing blood tests with heated wires and sleeping with one eye open, if you sleep at all. The most disturbing aspect of the thing, it's the complete breakdown of trust in a situation where trust is essential for survival. Every human connection becomes suspect, every moment of compassion potentially fatal. Even if you somehow escape the Antarctic hellscape, you'll never shake the paranoia that the thing might be inside you, waiting. And finally, 1. The Matrix, 1999 to 2003. Congratulations, you've lived a perfectly normal life with perfectly normal problems and perfectly normal joys. Too bad none of it was real. The Matrix reveals that reality, as we know it, is an elaborate simulation designed to keep human minds occupied while machines harvest our bodies for energy. It's like finding out your entire existence is just a sophisticated screensaver. Your survival in the literal sense isn't in question. The machines need you alive to be a good little battery. But your survival as a free, self-determining being? That's another matter entirely. Even if you somehow learn the truth and get offered that famous red pill, you're trading your comfortable illusion for a post-apocalyptic reality where the sun is blocked, the food is terrible, and squid-like killing machines want to delete you from existence. The most existentially horrifying aspect of the Matrix isn't the physical enslavement, it's the philosophical rabbit hole. How do you know you're not in a simulation right now? If you've been wrong about reality before, how can you trust your perceptions now? The Matrix doesn't just threaten your life, it undermines the very concept of lived experience. At least in other dystopian nightmares, you can trust that your suffering is real. In the Matrix, even your suffering might be just another line of code. Enjoyed this nightmare tour of cinematic doom? Smash that like button, hit subscribe for more terrifying deep dives, and share with friends who need reminding that their reality could be worse.